Hello, my name is Sandra Cho and I'm with Pointwealth Capital Management, and today I'm going to be talking about municipal bonds. There are a couple ways to get municipal bonds. You can get them individually, so you can buy them at $1,000 per bond, and then when they mature, you will get that $1,000 back. Now, when you do that, that doesn't mean that that bond value is not going to fluctuate. It is going to fluctuate, it's going to go up and down, and if you sell it before it matures, you're going to get whatever that going price is for that. So make sure that when you buy that municipal bond, you're able to hold that to the best of your ability and knowledge until it matures. The pro of buying individual municipal bonds is you're going to get that money back. But one of the cons is that when you're buying that individual municipal bond, you're buying one issuer. So you're not really spreading out the credit risk. So there are some pros and cons with that, right? Now, you can also buy municipal bonds in a municipal bond mutual fund. And when you do that, you spread out the credit risk. You're getting hundreds, if not thousands, of different individual municipal bonds. And it's very likely that that bond fund was able to purchase those municipal bonds at a better price because they're buying in such huge quantities. Think of the difference between shopping at Costco or shopping at your local grocery store. You just get better pricing when you buy in bulk. Well, that's one of the pros of buying a municipal bond mutual fund. However, you also have to think that because there's no maturity date, A, you're not guaranteed to get your principal back, and then B, you never know about the duration, risk, and the fluctuation can even be more because the bonds in that bond mutual fund, they might be shorter term bonds, mid-term bonds, or they might be very long-term bonds, 15 years plus. So you want to be aware of that too. Not all bond mutual funds are alike. And that's why it's so important that you talk to a financial professional, hopefully your financial advisor. Another thing about municipal bonds and why so many people love them as part of a diversified portfolio is because they are federal tax-free. And if you get them in the state that you live in, they're also state tax-free. So say, for example, you live in the state of California, which has quite a high tax rate, that can be extremely important. Or, for example, New York, which also has a very high tax rate. Be aware, though, that you are subjecting yourself to the credit risk or strength of that particular state. That said, municipal bonds have a much lower default rate than corporate bonds. So municipal bonds, generally speaking, the default rate is somewhere around 0.4, depending on the duration and the time frame that you're looking at. 0.4, that's less than half of 1%. Compare that to, say, a corporate bond default rate, which might be more along the lines of 4% or even more. So the credit risk that you do expose yourself to, the risk of default and losing your money, is much less. Take, for example, this year. This year might have been better for you to be in individual bonds because the bond market has dropped over 14.5% year to date alone as of this recording, October 4th. And what does that mean? Well, at least though you see your statement, you see the value going down, even your bonds going down, you know that you're going to be getting your money back with those individual municipal bonds. That said, let's say you're in municipal bond funds. Well, you're getting generally a higher interest rate, and that municipal bond fund is managed by a professional buying at a better price point, and so that bond fund might not have fallen as much than your, if you had individual municipal bonds. So once again, there's always going to be pros and cons. Too much to go over here. That's why you should definitely talk to your investment professional, or better yet, go onto my website, www.pointwealthcm.com, and ask anything. You can always type in a question and you'll get a response. Thank you so much. Have a great day.